When a raft flipped over in the frigid waters of the Salmon River, 5 people were thrown out and swept downstream into swift-moving rapids. Rafting guide Norm Klobuchar happened to be nearby when the accident occurred.
The raft was stuck there right in the hold. I watched all 5 people disappear around the bend.
You go see if they get out of the river. You go call for help.
The water was in the 40s. Cold water. Saps your strength really quick.
I looked around and no one else was there except my husband, Al. The water had such force that you're just at its mercy. I just panicked. Just total terror, I guess you'd call it. Finally, I got into one of those eddy things. I was so tired, and you're so cold. I've never been so frightened in all my life of anything. We got up on the rocks, and I was hollering to Al, Dwayne and Marcia, where are they? And the gentleman who owned the raft said that they went on downstream.
I pulled into a spot where I thought I could see them again. There were still 2 people right out in the middle of the current, going real fast, just screaming for help.
I knew that Marcia didn't know how to swim. I just sat there and cried.
A rescue unit with Riggins ambulance responded, including volunteer EMT Gary Toth.
We know the water's cold, so immediately you think hypothermia. That's when your core temperature starts to drop. If the body continues to cool, it shuts down and eventually will go into a cardiac arrest.
I shot out of the neighborhood and right out of town. And there they were, coming in pretty fast current. I knew there was an eddy, and if I could get them into that spot, I could reach them and pull them out of the river.
Come on, you can make it! Swim! Swim to me!
I yelled, here, here, come in, right here.
Come on, you can make it! Swim to me! Swim!
The man was staying with the woman, and together they couldn't break the current line. I really thought they were in very serious danger because I knew this big rapid was coming, time zone. The water was extremely cold. My strength was going quick. I was sick in my stomach, thinking that, Norm, you should have gotten them there and you didn't, and that I would find people that were dead at the bottom of time zone. I drove down the river, across time zone bridge. More and more people were arriving to help them.
What happened? Where are they? Some floaters coming. They can't self-rescue. They're going through time zone rapid. See them? Where are they?
They had already floated perhaps a mile or more in very frigid, powerful water. I thought if they are alive when they get here, this is the last chance. I yelled, "Work this way."
Come on, in here, we'll get you, come on.
He was holding on to her and fought to the very end. They finally broke the current line. Physically, they had lost all their strength. They could not have climbed out of that river themselves. If they would have missed that little soft eddy there, I think they would have died.
The water temperature was in the low 40s. By the time Marcia and Dwayne were pulled to safety, they'd been in it for half an hour.
What do we got?
The first sign of severe hypothermia is where the patient cannot control the shivering. Marcia was shaking throughout the whole body. But when I got down to assess Dwayne, he was in worse shape. He was not shivering. I realized at that point that he had already progressed to the next step. In trying to keep Marcia alive and afloat, his body temperature dropped down to a dangerous level.
How you doing, Dwayne? You feel okay?
Dwayne was laying beside me, and he was so pale. Even though I was trying to say something to him, he didn't even make the effort to turn, and that scared me a lot.
Volunteer EMT Annie Wilson was treating Marcia.
Dwayne's doing fine.
To reassure her that her husband was there and that he was okay, I unwrapped the blankets and allowed her arm to be free. And then Gary did the same for Dwayne.
Hold on to his hand there, Marcia. He's right here next to you.
And she put our hands together. He gave me that squeeze, and I knew, that he was going to be all right.
You starting to warm up a little bit?
It was kind of touching,
We're loaded. We're ready to roll.
I like to see married couples who love each other,
Dwayne and Marcia Dust were taken to the hospital where they were treated for hypothermia and released the same night.
I really thought I was going to drown. When I was in the river, I didn't really feel cold, but a couple times I felt like I was going to pass out. And I told myself, no, I can't do that. I have to stay awake.
No. He never told me that I'd been holding him under, or that he was tired, or that he was weak. Not once did I ever see that he was scared or anything. He was always so strong for me.
Good. Nice to meet you.
I was very thankful that Dwayne and Marcia both had their life jackets on, because without those, I know this scenario would have turned out different.
He wouldn't leave you.
No, he didn't. I was say after 20 years of marriage,
Rafting is safe when you do it right, which means going with somebody who knows the river and with all the proper safety equipment.
This is the part of the river you missed going without the raft.
Dwayne and I have been married so long, we know each other so well. He loves me and I love him. He's my hero. And I tell him this all the time. This is his new thing. You're my hero. I really do think that Dwayne saved my life.
Next,